I want you to die empty. I want you to die with nothing else left to do. I want you to die because you poured out all of your dreams, ideas, visions, books, music, inventions, publications, that you died empty. That's the goal of life. Don't die old, die empty. As a matter of fact, one of the greatest statements I ever heard about dying is this statement. I think it's the most beautiful statement of dying. It says, "It is finished."
American televangelist and motivational speaker Dr. Myles Munroe is dead.
Bahamas aviation investigators are searching for the cause of the deadly crash that killed prominent pastor Myles Munroe.
Dr. Myles Munroe, his wife, and several others were killed in a plane crash.
Undone, the leadership at Bahamas Faith Ministries, a pastoral board, carrying out perhaps their most difficult task ever, to announce that their leader, CEO, and founder of Bahamas Faith Ministries, Dr. Myles Munroe, died in that plane crash earlier this evening.
Myles Munroe was a man with an extraordinary vision. From a humble beginning, he rose to become a global icon, a revered leader, and a voice that transcended nations. His teachings transformed lives, challenging people to reach their fullest potential, empowering others with the very essence of purpose. But there's a darker side to this story, a fateful twist that no one could have predicted. In his final days, he left behind words that seemed almost prophetic, a glimpse into a destiny that would unfold in the most tragic of ways. This is not just a story of his life's greatest successes, but of the eerie events leading to his untimely death, a death that seemed written long before it happened. This is the tragic and prophetic death of Myles Munroe. From the very beginning, Myles Munroe's life was driven by a vision so clear, so compelling, that he seemed almost otherworldly. Born in 1954, he believed that every life held purpose, a divine calling, set by God himself. For him, life was never about mere survival or success. It was about the relentless pursuit of one's mission. Every day, every moment was an opportunity, a gift, and above all, a responsibility. To Munroe, the greatest tragedy was a life left incomplete, a gift unopened, a purpose unfulfilled. The graveyard is the wealthiest place on earth, he would say. In these words was a warning, a somber reminder of all the lost potential buried each day in silent graves, and he dedicated his life to changing that fate. Munroe's teachings weren't ordinary. They were a calling for those who dared to embrace their God-given potential. He challenged leaders, heads of state, and everyday people alike to live fully, to give everything they had. His message was unmistakable: live with purpose and leave this world with no gift or purpose left unspent. Over time, his message grew sharper, infused with urgency, a call to die empty. Munroe's vision led him to the farthest corners of the world, urging people to uncover the potential within them. To him, life was both a gift and a responsibility, a divine appointment with purpose. He believed each person had a mission, and each day was one step closer to a time when there would be no more opportunities to act. This belief was more than an idea. It was a calling that he felt destined by God to fulfill.
The wealthiest spot on this planet is not the diamond mines of South Africa. It's not the oil fields of Iran or Iraq. It's not the uranium mines of the Soviet Union. It's not the oil wells of Iraq. The wealthiest spot on this planet is not the sea food of the oceans, but the wealthiest spot on this planet is right in your neighborhood. It's the cemetery.
In his final years, Munroe's teachings took on a tone that went beyond purpose. They carried an urgency, a sense of limited time. His messages were threaded with reminders about the brevity of life, emphasizing that while one couldn't control the length of their days, they could control how each one was lived. Your time on this earth is brief, he would say, but what you do with it will echo in eternity. These words were the heartbeat of his life's mission. Die empty wasn't just a phrase, it was the way Munroe lived, urging others to do the same. To him, time was slipping away, and each passing day was an opportunity that could never be reclaimed. In hindsight, his words feel more than just encouragement. They seem almost prophetic, as if he was preparing not only others but himself for a purpose that would culminate in his own life's final chapter. November 9th, 2014 was meant to be another milestone in Munroe's journey. He was en route to a leadership conference he had organized, a gathering to speak once more about vision, destiny, and purpose. He was prepared to lead others, to speak about fulfilling one's calling and completing one's mission. But as his private jet approached Grand Bahama International Airport, disaster struck. The plane collided with a crane, and the crash claimed the lives of everyone on board. The world was shaken by the news. The man who had spent his life speaking so passionately about purpose, about living fully, was now gone. This tragic end felt like more than an accident. It felt like the culmination of every message Munroe had ever preached. His life poured out fully, aligned with the very teachings he had lived by. It was as though his death itself was a testimony, a final statement underscoring everything he had stood for. In the days that followed, his words took on a new meaning. Die empty became more than just advice. It was a legacy, a message not only to live fully, but to leave this world completely spent, with nothing held back, no purpose left undone. His tragic passing became a testament to the life he had lived, a legacy that could not be silenced. In life and in death, his message of purpose, urgency, and fulfillment was now forever etched into the hearts of those who had followed him. In life, Myles Munroe taught millions how to live. In death, he left us with something equally powerful: how to leave this world. His journey was a path of divine purpose and urgency. He reminded us that time is precious, that each of us has a calling we cannot afford to ignore. Munroe's life, poured out to its final breath, stands as a testament to the power of purpose. He once said, "Don't die old, die empty. That's the goal of life. Go to the cemetery and disappoint the graveyard." These words, once merely a challenge, now carry the weight of a life fully given. As we remember Myles Munroe, we are faced with a choice: to live cautiously, holding back, or to embrace the heart of his message, to give, to love, to lead, and to leave this world empty, with nothing left unspent.
The faith. I have been poured out like a drink offering. There's nothing left. I am ready to die. That's the way I want to die. I want to die because there's nothing else to keep me alive. I've done what I was born to do.